I will never be a memory.
And what's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. So, not too long ago, I want to say about two or 3 days ago, I dropped a video on Joe Biden and sexual assault allegations that were directed in his direction. And since then, I've seen a couple people in independent media speak on it. I believe Jimmy Dore spoke on it. I believe Kyle Kalinske spoke on it. I believe The Hill Rising spoke on it. But mainstream media has been pretty silent on the situation. And actually have some more to talk about involving that before this video closes. And it also involves Hillary Clinton, which is quite interesting. But after doing some digging, it appears Joe Biden could have paid to keep this from coming to light. So, if you guys remember correctly, Tara Reid went to Time's Up. And Time's Up was involved with the Me Too movement and was involved with shedding a light on big, powerful men, pretty much preying upon women in all circumstances, right? And it was good. It was a very good movement, and it was a necessary movement, right? But when she went to Time's Up, and again, I covered this in my video. You can click the card above if you want to check that video out. I highly recommend it. But when Tara went to Time's Up, they pretty much swept it under the rug. They were like, we really don't. I mean, the dude's gonna run for president. Can we not talk about this? I really don't want to talk about this. And even though that may sound like absurd, after talking to just normal folk, I believe I told you guys I spoke to a lady in the store. Even she said, please don't do a video about what happened with Biden. We need him as strong as possible to go up against Trump. So they're willing to bury this story simply because they want Joe Biden to be as strong as he can to defeat Donald Trump. So after doing some digging and doing some investigating and seeing other independent news cover it, pretty much what happened is Time's Up is represented by SKD Knickerbocker. And when she went to them, they outright refused to help fund her in her allegations against Joe Biden because obviously you require lawyers and it would be, of something you'd have to invest into. And they outright refused to help fund her against her allegations against Handsy Uncle Joe. A few weeks later, Anita Dunn, who is SKDK's partner, is elevated to the top of Biden's campaign, and then they paid SKDK $800,000. So Anita Dunn is SKDK's partner, and Anita is elevated to the top of the Biden campaign, and then incrementally is funneled $800,000. So let me just rewind for you real quick. Tara Reid went to Time's Up, which is represented by SKDK Knickerbocker. They refused to help her in her allegations against Joe Biden. A few weeks later, Anita Dunn, who is SKDK's partner, is elevated to the top of the Biden campaign and is paid $800,000, almost $1 million. Now, I just think that's very, very interesting. And the story was buried. The story was buried. Now, if you're saying to yourself, well, this just could be a coincidence. This could be a coincidence. Look, Biden was going to give them money anyway. It's just part of the political game. Okay. In 2019, not that any of this is a little bit of money, But in 2019, Biden's campaign gave SKD Knickerbocker $75 million, which, yeah, that's a lot of money. 75 mil in 2019, before this, Tara Reid situation. That's a lot of money. I agree, that's a lot of money. But after the Tara Reid situation, after she went to Time's Up, she went to SKD Knickerbocker, Biden gave them $805 million. So let's back up. In all of 2019, $75 million. 2020, which we just fucking started, $805 million. Now, that again is quite interesting. So in all of 2019, 75 mil, nothing to sneeze at. In 2020, which we've just fucking started, $805 million. I suppose you can call it a coincidence. I suppose you can say there's no connection there. But I think you'd be fooling yourself. So Tara went to Time's Up in January of 2020. Then SKDK's Anita Dunn was elevated to run the Biden campaign in early February. Time's Up didn't disclose their connection to the Biden campaign the whole time while stringing Tara along. So Tara went to these people, and then suddenly the person she went to was elevated to the very top of Biden's campaign, and then suddenly they don't want anything to do with Tara. Come on. And in the words of Biden, come on, man. Look, and now I know everybody has chosen Biden for no reason other than he's not Bernie Sanders, but you can't let this kind of shit go. How are news outlets not fawning over this? I just, if it hadn't been anybody else, I cannot see them letting it go. Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders supposedly had a private discussion where he said a woman couldn't be president, and they fucking reamed him no lube. Joe Biden has a sexual assault allegation, and it's crickets, and nobody thinks that's strange. Nobody thinks that's strange. All it took was a little bit of digging. All it took was just a little bit of digging. You can't tell me that it's not weird. But you know what? The Dems kind of gave themselves away. Because Hillary Clinton commented on what's going on with Handsy Uncle Joe. And she told us to get over it. So back in October 1st, 2019, Hillary Clinton heard about what was going on with Biden as far as the many allegations that's come out against him. And again, her words were, get over it. Hillary Clinton says voters need to focus on getting Trump out of the White House and not the allegations of Joe Biden's controversial interactions with women. So this is how the Dems feel. This is how they feel about what Biden does. They kind of want you to just shut up, swallow it, and keep fucking pushing forward because Donald Trump bad, Biden good. So Hillary says, for goodness sake, I'm sorry. I have to jump in because I've heard a little bit about that. So former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton defended former Vice President Joe Biden amid previous reports that some women came out against him for inappropriate touching and making them feel uncomfortable. And Hillary went on to say, for goodness sake, I'm sorry, but I have to jump in because I've heard a little bit about that. We can pick apart anybody. I mean, that's a great spectator sport. But this man who's there in the Oval Office right now poses a clear and present danger to the future of the United States. So get over it. Well, Tara, I hear your cries. I hear what you have to say. But MSNBC, CNN, the establishment, media, and then the Queen herself, Hillary Clinton, says, simply get over it. Man, oh man, this is incredible. I've even spoke to family, and their retort against what Biden did was, didn't Trump do the same thing? Okay, so we're going to put in another sexual assaulter? I don't understand. You act like there's not other options. I mean, look, everybody has their own line in the sand that they have to draw, right? So if you can't vote for Sanders based on whatever, and you're okay with Biden possibly have assaulting this lady, and that's who you're going to vote for, and you hate Trump just that much, then by all means, do you, boo? But there's been a clear and present pattern with Joe Biden. This didn't come out of nowhere. This didn't appear out of thin air, and I think we'd be foolish to ignore it. So I just wanted to bring that to you. Just a quick video of what can be essentially titled as a payoff for people, or for Time's Up to shut up. And look, if he did this, he might get what's coming to him. He might not. He's a very old man. He's in his high 70s, and we don't know how much longer he's going to be around. We don't know how long these predatory acts have been happening. What about when he was young and vibrant? We honestly don't know. But this woman's story needs to get out here. And if I can do just a little bit of investigating, so can these other media outlets. It's clear that they're trying to cover up for Biden. A blind man can see it. So I'm just going to leave you guys with that. Look, again, just like I said with the last video, I'll say the same thing with this video. Share it. Get it out there if you can. And if if you're on social media, add me on Twitter at TheRealBCereus. At TheRealBCereus for Instagram too. Trying to get that follow count up. What's going on, Yang Yang? So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. If you don't, let me know why. I'm always down to talk about it. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.